Our last that we'll be looking at today this is number 5, so that's why you have 5 index cards, the area of the trapezoid. Now, again, you don't want to say what you're actually doing prior to. You do want them to even discover the name of the shape that you're composing and decomposing. We know to begin with, and I really use those a lot, we're going to be composing and decomposing from, to begin with, composing a rectangle. And then I'm going to take the directions and follow along. Take a card and mark a point anywhere along one side. So again, this is very similar to what we've been doing in the last 2. Then you'll take a straight edge, draw a line from the corner to the point. And take your scissors. Put that. And again, we formed a triangle and a trapezoid. Flip the triangle and tape it to the opposite side of a trapezoid to form a larger trapezoid. So what that means is, and if I know some students don't like the fact that theirs is white and then we have lined, but to flip it correctly, sometimes that happens unless you have two-sided that is either lined or just a plain index card. So when you're doing this with students, you may want to make sure that you have the same no lined on the front and the back. I just happen to not, and that's okay. It in a way can show where they actually flipped it. So then we're going to make sure, again, we talk about the right angle and where it is and labeling it. That's very important. And just putting that there. Then I'm going to go back to the actual directions. Is the area the same as the original rectangle? Yes. Is the height of the trapezoid the same as the original rectangle? And students will say, yes. Here is my height, and here is my base. So the height is the same. What about the bases? Now, this is where this is really different because we have 2 bases now. We have a base 2, which is here, and a base 1 that's here. So we have 2 bases now. So we'll say, is it the same? And neither. They'll say, no, it's not the same. Neither is equal to the original base because we added to this and then we took off from base 1, we added to base 2. But the average of them is equal to the original base. So how would we write that? Well, half. I'm going to write it on the card so you can see it, and then I'll show you though. So half the base 1 plus the base 2 is equal to that original base. Then the area of the trapezoid is half base 1 plus base 2 times the total height. And how is that going to look? Well, it will look like this. Here's my trapezoid. There's the formula that they'll be writing. You can pause the video. Make sure you have this labeled height there. And then they find, and it actually, the area is 15 inches squared.